from now all the way until February.
Now, there's a big prize pool at the end of this tournament. What have you thought about doing if you won it all with that money?
Just invest, spend a lot on my family, try to buy a new house, probably, not go too crazy. Like, I'm big on, like, not spending too much crazy money, but, it's a lot of money. It's life-changing for everybody, The past couple of tournaments, it used to be $250K all to the winner. Now the loser even gets $50,000. It's life-changing regardless.
What advice would you give to upcoming My Team players that are maybe aspiring to compete, get better, maybe potentially one day qualify for a tournament like this? What advice would you give to upcoming My Team guys?
If you feel like you're one of the best players in the world, or if you play 2K for free every day, why not compete for $250,000? That's life-changing, not just for you or your family, but, I would say, go for that My Team tournament, man. This is life-changing money right here. You'll be stupid not to, honestly. Excuse my language.
There it is. All right, Ramo, best of luck in the tournament, and hopefully we will see you on the other side of it.
Appreciate you, LD. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Ramo. I'm Brian, and I'm here to continue the My Team conversation. The final game day for the 250th
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And those are the starting lineups. Lots of interesting matchups tonight. Stick around. We'll be right back with more. Welcome to 2K Sports. We have the NBA coming up. Great to have you with us. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and we'll have David Aldridge filling us in from the sideline. Hey, Dave.
Kevin, thanks very much. Nikola Jokic loves to pass. He said an assist makes two people happy instead of just one. So it's as simple as that. And that simplicity and creative joy is part of what makes the big man tick. Jokic said, "It helps me having fun out there. It's a different way to approach the game." And that makes him one of a kind in this league, Kevin.
Sure is. Thanks, DA. And a quick look at some of the numbers for him.
And the stat to look at is his steal total over the last 5 games. He's been focusing more on his defense, trying to be a disruptor, and it's made them a lot tougher on D.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Conley and Mitchell, the talented backcourt pair. O'Neal is out there with Bogdanovich, and it's Gobert in at the center. And for Denver, filling out the wings, Harris and Barton. Millsap and Jokic, the big men. And it's Murray in at the 1 spot. And for teams already exceeding expectations, Greg, their spirits are running sky high right now.
Kev, it's always a great feeling to come out strong, but it is hard to maintain that consistency.
Yeah,
the
agreed.
teams that do, they believe in themselves and they keep playing to their strengths.
Why is consistency so hard?
Because you're not playing against yourself. And we're human. And, Kevin, as great as you are as a broadcaster, you probably have had some days where you didn't feel as good as you did other days. And that's no different for a guy competing at this level.
My friend, that's every day. Every day you don't feel good about it. But you grind, right? You just try to keep grinding.
Got to do it.
Here is Conley. Gary Harris making his last shot. Conley scanning the floor. Five on the clock. High, arcing shot.
Can't ignore Millsap's defensive instinct. Excellent timing, rising up to block shots.
For 3, Murray. He can't get that one. And it's Utah the other way. Outside Conley. Passes it to Gobert. Mitchell outside. Offline with his 3. For Denver, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Here's Harris. And he gets it to go.
Maintaining his balance all the way through. Harris, tough to stop, even on these physical finishes.
Mitchell up top. Millsap covering. And it's Mitchell missing. Nuggets have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Here's Harris, and slam dunk by Harris.
And, you know, this is something Jokic does extremely well. He excels at finding the open man with quality passes.
A self-described country boy from the town of Sombor, Serbia, Jokic grew up racing horses, no less.
Boy, those are some nice factoids, Greg. Well done. From stable boy and jockey, but as he grew, basketball made the most sense. And to this day, he still loves horses and actually still has a few back in Serbia.
Denver making a switch here. Porter's checked in. Free throw dropped for Mitchell.
And how fearless is Donovan Mitchell? I mean, as a rookie, in his first playoff series, he went off for 38 in a closeout game against none other than Russell Westbrook.
Now, here's Porter. He's been a nice option for them offensively, and he's averaging more than 17 points a game. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes played. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
And there's an edge to Mitchell's game. He wants to be the guy in charge, and if that means he's got to get physical, he'll do it.
JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Denver. Morris comes in for Harris. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Derek Favors checked in for Rudy Gobert. George Niang comes in for Royce O'Neal. Joe Ingles is checked in for Bogdanovich. And it's Jordan Clarkson in for Mike Conley. Now here's Murray. 20 points for him last game against the Spurs in San Antonio.
Boy, one of the very best big men at handling the ball. Jokic's moves and creativity really set him apart as a big guy.
Here's Clarkson. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Dallas. And Favors kicks to Mitchell. Ingles with the ball.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
And it's sent back by Mitchell. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played. And he slams it down right on top of Michael Porter.
A dynamic leaper with an impressive wingspan. Mitchell usually has some flashy dunks up his sleeve.
Now here's Murray. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Jokic with the bucket.
Well, he could have earned some style points there, but he really doesn't need to use the fadeaway when he's that wide open.
Here's Mitchell. 54 seconds left in the first quarter. Doesn't go that time. Good defense by Jokic. Near the three-point line, it's Porter. He drains the quick shot.
Just so smooth pulling up there off the dribble. Porter terrific at being unpredictable and knowing when to take that shot.
Here's Niang. Mitchell outside. Again, Mitchell missing. And so it's Jokic with it. He brings it up for Denver. The last time these two clubs came together was also in this building, with an unfortunate ending for the home team.
Yeah, they made some spectacular plays in it right to the very end. Just couldn't get over the hump.
Yeah, you know, they didn't have their best stuff, but they were still getting after it, so you got to really appreciate the effort and hustle. He does not lack for confidence, and he shouldn't. I mean, this guy's a dangerous scorer.
Donovan Mitchell firing on all cylinders for Utah. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We'll take a quick break and then back to the... And we caught up before the game with Nikola Jokic, who had a few thoughts about how to help his team succeed.
Selfless. I mean, you need to took your pride, you took your ego out, just to...
Greg, there are areas of Jokic's game where he probably is the best in the world.
I can't think of a center with better floor vision or better passing ability. His positioning, his angles, his ability to use his size to maximize effectiveness, all at an elite level.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And taking a look at the Jazz performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
Yeah, I like the way they play. They're looking to get up and down the court every time. Racehorse basketball here tonight. Strap it up. Don't look down. You'll miss something.
Taking a look at the Jazz, we've got Conley. He's out there with Jordan Clarkson. Joe Ingles is out there with Favors. And it's Niang in at the 4 spot. Here's Clarkson. Offensive rebound, and that one's good by Favors.
And finally, someone scores.
Yeah, it's been a defensive battle, to say the least, partner. Good to see at least somebody got the ball in the basket. Finally.
Campazzo, over by Conley. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. And another miss by Denver. Jazz leading by 3. And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. Lobs it up for Favors. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Morris outside. For Utah, they've gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. Shots good by Clarkson.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
Hey, they had their opportunities, but let's face it, they choked from the line. Hard to win that way on the road.
Hey, knocking down free throws in a hostile environment is really about the battle of the mind.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Millsap comes in for Green, and it's Gary Harris in for Morris. Utah comes into this one after the win against the Mavericks.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them do a little bit of everything in that game. Showed a lot of versatility.
And, you know, everything seemed to just kind of flow naturally for them. Felt like they were in a groove from the opening tip.
The Jazz have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
And, you know, you don't have to tell them what their free throw numbers are. I mean, they're well aware of it, believe me.
And the Jazz making a change here. Mitchell's checked in. Jokic. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Every year it seems as though Jokic gets better as a rebounder. He's done a nice job, actually a really good job at getting position and using his height.
The Nuggets shooting their first free throw of the game.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
You know, their percentages dropped off just a little bit compared to last year, guys, but it's not a huge drop-off, so no major concern.
Outside, Bogdanovich. Over Porter. And misses it off the right side of the rim. The Nuggets trail by 5. Harris outside. Pass to Murray. Now Millsap. Covered by Mitchell. Millsap kicks to Murray. That's good. And it's Millsap with the assist. Murray's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And after establishing himself as a key player in Denver, Gary Harris's play trailing off the last couple seasons. Greg, what's your read there?
I really feel like, Kevin, injuries have played a part, an extended cold streak, but the Nuggets didn't lose faith. He helped build their success over the years, and they consider him a key piece moving forward as well.
Harris misses. The Jazz shooting is definitely lagging at the moment. They're just 30% in the second quarter. The drive by Mitchell. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Mitchell's got 10 points.
One of the more powerful young guards in our game. Mitchell loves to attack the heart of the defense.
Murray, good.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Conley with it. Now guarded by Porter. Porter with the steal. He nails it, and we're tied up.
Well, you know, Porter can expect this. Defenses are going to try to be physical with him, try to get in his head.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Mitchell, and it's sent back by Jokic. And now Millsap pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Fundamentals, guys, using the one-hand slam.
Well, he makes the basics look pretty exceptional.
Now, I'd suggest that he stay with those basics because we've got a tight one here tonight.
It's stolen by Harris. Goes up and slam dunk by Harris.
Terrific instincts on defense. Harris has a good nose for the ball and when to go after steals.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Nuggets lead.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. A pretty close game for the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. The deepest hole they got themselves into in the opening period was 3 points. It didn't look like they'd be in this position at the half, holding a 4-point lead, but it was a very good second quarter for them. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nuggets' first half?
Well, they've been great at creating good shots on a consistent basis. It's that simple. You win the game by easier baskets than your opponents. They've been doing that, and a good ball movement, good player movement, and good body movement is the big reason.
Shaq, what's your take on Utah so far? And that's going to do it for our halftime show, Seth.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Donovan Mitchell really making a difference here.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Jazz trail by 4. The backcourt is Murray and Harris. At the forward slots, it's Barton and Millsap. And it's Jokic in its center. That's the group in the game for the Nuggets.
And that's Mitchell at his best, playing the quarterback on this offense and leaving the D grabbing for air.
Barton outside. The pass to Jokic. 6 to shoot. Murray kicks to Jokic. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Conley. That's his first foul. And now another look at that mobile one-block defensive performance.
Close games can boil down to who makes plays on defense, and that is one heck of a rejection right there.
Mitchell against Harris. 6 on the shot clock. A 3, and it's going to be a 20.
Let's take a moment to look at some stats for Will Barton. His last 10 games, he's averaging 10 points a game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And there isn't much to write home about with his numbers. I think he'd like to up his contributions.
Yeah, but you got to earn that chance. I mean, you get what you earn. His numbers are fine, but he's not going to get a lot more floor time unless he turns it up a notch.
Here's Mitchell. Some solid defense from Harris. And so it's Jokic with the ball. He brings it up for Denver. A 2-point game. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Well, we know, Greg, that Jokic is such a unique talent at that center position. Young player, already top 10 in career triple-doubles.
How about the most triple-doubles ever by a foreign player? You think of the great skilled European big men. Jokic, arguably the most skilled of them all.
Harris finds Jokic over O'Neal. And that one hits back iron.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back.
And he's a pure point guard with terrific vision. Conley finds open teammates at times before they realize they're open.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. The Jazz with some changes. Favors comes in for O'Neal, and it's Clarkson in for Mike Conley. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
The Nuggets have shot just one free throw earlier. 1 for 1 in the game. Jazz trail by 6. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Mike Conley is a 3-time Sportsmanship Award winner. He's also won the Teammate Award. And he's never been assessed a technical foul at any level of basketball. Now, some ask if going easy on the refs costs him calls down the road. But Coach Quinn Snyder said, it's hard to imagine that handling yourself with poise and respect can ever be a negative. Guys?
Well said. Thanks, David. Here's Mitchell. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Let's get some information from the 2K leaderboard. In about the last 10 games in the NBA, during that span, these teams have the most second chance points in the league. The Nuggets in second.
Really something to see. Their effort on the offensive glass has just led to so many second chance opportunities.
Free throw dropped for Mitchell. Porter's checked in for the Nuggets. And a switcher also for Utah. Joe Ingles is checked in for Rudy Gobert. And Mitchell drops them both. Denver leading by 4. There's the pass to Green. Here is Porter. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to go on Bojan Bogdanovic.
Well, it was a bumpy start to his career for Michael Porter. I mean, this guy had his entire rookie season taken away because of back surgery and had a big mountain to climb just to get back out on the court. But, you know, to his credit, he made the climb.
And, guys, if there's an X factor for this Nuggets team moving forward, it might be the young man, Michael Porter Jr. Talk about his potential. It could be as high as anybody on that roster.
Yeah, I concur with you there, Greg. I mean, you look at this kid, he's got a great shooting touch and really good scoring instincts that you don't see very often. Extremely gifted. They've brought him along slowly, which is the wise thing to do. And if he can come on and realize his potential, he could take him to another level for sure.
Mitchell with it. Now Green defending. Mitchell's shot is good.
And the coaching staff loves this. Mitchell being assertive on offense and just imposing his will.
Clarkson against Morris. We've got 1:28 left in the third. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
And, guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here.
And this season, he's maintained very good form at the line, shooting at about an 83% clip.
And, you know, with those numbers, he makes a defender hesitant to get too tight on him. I mean, he doesn't want to get whistled for the foul and put this guy on the line.
There's 1:26 left in the third quarter of the game. Clarkson against Murray. Clarkson kicks to Mitchell. And it's off from three-point range. The Nuggets leading by 7. Down low. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist by Jokic. Morris has got his first basket.
That's a nice play there. Not going to miss many from there.
And a first time out of the game called for Utah.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
Yeah, typically there's some type of adjustment made out of a timeout. It might be major, or it could be just a slight tweak.
Rudy Gobert is checked in for Utah.
And let's check out the stats for Jamal Murray. He's really stood out for them over the past month. He's putting up about 17 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
And it's Green missing. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
You know, it took a little time for Jokic to understand how to draw contact and get himself to the foul line, but he's figured it out now.
The Nuggets shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. And the first one drops.
And, you know, the potential the Joker has is exciting. Jokic, a big man who can score, pass, and rebound, and do all of those well.
Royce O'Neal's checked in for the Jazz. Conley now comes in for Mitchell.
And they're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
That's exactly how you do it. Defender pressing up on you, you press right back.
Clarkson. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backcourt. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. And we'll see if that's the answer.
We've got 13 seconds left here in the third quarter. Clock at 6. From outside the arc, and they force the shot clock violation. Great team. And so it's Denver with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. We've got more in store for you right after this. Mike Malone moments ago with some words for his players.
Let's build on it. Let's build on that quarter. No let-ups. Great defense, okay? That's who we are.
Mike Malone citing the terrific D, wanting his guys to stay in character and keep pressing.
Yeah, they're feeling their oats right now. Can they take it up, though, another level? Let's find out.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And Utah looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Clarkson is out there with Conley. And it's Rudy Gobert. And it's Joe Ingles. And it's O'Neal in at the power forward position. And here's the break. The high post shot. Rebound by Murray. Here's Harris. Rebounded by the Jazz.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Nuggets.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
Martin's checked in for Denver. Good on both.
Making it look effortless. Send this guy to the stripe. He's going to cash in more than not.
Pass to Jokic. A baseline J. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Murray against Kap'n. Lets the three fly. It's hauled in by Harris. Harris has got 4 rebounds in this game. Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. And it's in there.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
Murray outside. Rebound, Utah. Gobert's got his 8th rebound here tonight. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
The Nuggets leading by 14. Here's Jokic, finished off the break.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Here's Conley, hands the 12-footer.
And he can hurt you at all 3 levels. Mid-range, in the paint, or deep. Conley can spark this offense.
Murray surveying the D. Pass to Jokic. Barton trying to get open. And Jokic throws. New Balance player of the game, Nikola Jokic.
And the shooting percentage, how about all the way in the 60s, shows how deadly he can be when he's feeling it. And as locked in as he was, they were trying to feed him as much as possible. But he never got out of control. I mean, he kept his head and just stayed patient.
And this is exactly what a star player is supposed to do. Coming off a loss, he made sure they weren't going to make it 2 in a row. Conley, the pass to O'Neal. The Jazz working the ball around now. Conley's shot is off.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Jokic against Kap'n. And it's Jokic missing. It's Gobert with the ball for the Utah Jazz. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. And the ball travels out of his hands. It was last touched by Jokic. .144 left in the fourth quarter. Mitchell outside. Shot clock at 6. And that one drops. Mitchell's got 22.
And, you know, coaches will take possessions like that all day long. Phenomenal use of the screen there.
Conley against Murray. Pass to Jokic. And the foul called on Bojan Bogdanovic. And that'll be his third foul so far. Porter's checked in for Barton. Harris against Mitchell. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
Well, I love how crafty Jokic is. You know, he basically baits defenders into committing the foul once he gets deep position.
And he makes the first. So Utah ends up going with the new group. That one falls, so he hits both of them. 1:07 left in the fourth quarter.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Nuggets.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
No doubt they came in very motivated to win this one and finish the season series at a game apiece.
Absolutely. I mean, they had this date circled on the calendar for redemption. I mean, you never want to lose 2 games and be swept. And it can be harder in an East-West game than playing against teams in your own conference. So this is a big win for them.
And stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Jokic.
You can set a tone with defense, and that's exactly what he did with how he protected the rim.
And here's Jokic. So it's the Nuggets winning this one easily. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to...
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Craig Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time